Okay, we're back on YouTube Live. I'm gonna bring everyone in. Okay. We're back on YouTube Live here. Do we have a motion to reconvene?
Move to reconvene.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're back in session.
So we were discussing, and with respect to the emergency nature of this hearing, but also we want to be respectful of the quality of this appeal process. We'd like to make a motion to continue this hearing and process. Would anyone object to that approach?
May I ask a couple points of clarification?
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Just one question would be, will Mr. Dahlberg be available for questions by both me and Mr. Shadley at the next hearing, at the beginning of the next hearing?
I would anticipate that we'd find a time to bring the whole group back together.
Okay. And the second question is, will the transcript from this half of the hearing, let's call it, this part of the hearing, be available in advance of the next hearing so that the board members can review the testimony from the appellant before the next hearing? Because obviously it won't necessarily be fresh in your mind anymore. So it'd be good to have a transcript that you could review before Appley puts on their case. Is that possible?
I don't know the answer to that.
I believe it is possible. I'm not sure how long it would take to produce that transcript. And Brenda, I don't know if you can let us know that answer, but I believe that is possible. I'll also say this, that the board members will have the ability to watch this video, actually watch the hearing and hear the testimony as well. So between those two things, I believe they'll have an opportunity to review the testimony.
Okay. And we would just ask that the board members do that so that's fresh in their mind, just as if the hearing, was continuing today. But we certainly understand the desire to break at this point. So thank you for your time today.
May I respond, Madam Chair?
Yes, please.
Yeah, on behalf of the congregation or the church, the Pastor Brian wants to address the board as it relates to rescheduling only. So with your blessing, Pastor Brian.
Please.
Okay, yeah. Pastor Brian Ferguson, First Lutheran Church, Cincinnati. Thank you all, board members. I think it's been stated. I think Luke, the attorney, he said there's a lot of stuff going on here, and that's been my reality. And so I appreciate the thoroughness of what's being discussed here. And trust me, I'm not an engineer, but I'm tracking with all this stuff, all the aspects and the facts, the opinions, and relationships and realities here. So thank you for your time and dedication to this, and not making quick work of it, if you will, because it is a significant thing for the church. And so with that in mind, with the timing of reconvening, I didn't hear dates. I'm assuming it's just going to be next month. If that's the case, if an effort is not going to be made to find a time sooner, one, I know for a fact I'm going to be in California with my mother, as Danny knows the story there. I've already booked the trip out there, so I can zoom in from there. I've done lots of Zooms from that situation, but more importantly, significantly, is our congregation faith community use the word languishing every day. It's a struggle, and having this mitigation put on hold for another 30 days where we're going to be at the beginning of December. Aztec Services Group, they're already talking about, man, it's winter conditions coming up. So if we somehow get to a point where we clear a hurdle and we can say you can start now, because now, as I understand it, I saw language in submissions of injunctions being put, and also the message that demolition permits would not be issued. So in effect, I understand that to be, and is that we can't move anywhere. Come on. We can't take any action, and so we're frozen into December. Nothing's going to happen. Our congregation is going to languish even more so than it already has. We've been closed since March of 2020 because of pandemic at first. Now since last August because of the bell tower situation. So delay is it's an existential threat. Now I'll just say it, to our faith community, and with that this is a administrative historic preservation action against a faith community's ability to carry out their just as an incorporated, religious entity since 1842. December 8th, actually, I don't know when the next date would be, but December 8th will be the 180th anniversary of our first worship service here in Cincinnati. And in all honesty, this action here has the very real likelihood, possibility of causing the disbandment of our congregation.
Are you talking about sir, I'm sorry, are you talking about the continuance?
The delay. I'm sorry. The disbanding of the congregation itself. The
We need it
180-year-old
rescheduled. We need to
We need to
schedule.
reschedule. Very well.
No, I just didn't want to get too far into.
You're right.
I appreciate the need to delay to have fresh minds. But if we could somehow find a way not have it be a month from now, that would be appreciated.
Thank
So
you.
the chair can call a special meeting. And so, we were going to go through the motion to see if the continuance was appropriate, or if there were any objections to the continuance, but that is a special meeting is something that can be arranged and is within the rules of procedure.
Mr. Sturkey, can we have Pastor Brian's testimony there stricken from the record, as he wasn't sworn, he's providing testimony, had no opportunity to cross-examine, he's making conclusions. Can we have all that stricken, please?
Madam Chair, Mr. Suter's asking that the testimony from Mr. Ferguson be stricken from the record.
Is that probably appropriate because he wasn't sworn, or is that just a determination?
So yeah, I think it's within your discretion. He wasn't sworn. Witnesses are required to be sworn when they're presenting evidence to the board. So again, it's within your discretion.
We'll strike it.
Okay. Do we hear from the city of Cincinnati any objection to a continuance and rescheduling?
Objection from the city.
Okay. So there's a motion on the floor. Any other
Second.
questions? Okay. Any other questions for the board members of any of the parties before we vote on the motion?
Mr. Suter, do you have any objection to holding a special meeting to keep this moving versus waiting a month?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I would welcome a special meeting. The only constraint I have is I'll be out of town the entire week of Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
to have that constraint, but otherwise, yes, as soon as possible is great with us. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Blocher?
Do a third?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Putting it to a vote.
Yeah, I approve. Yeah, aye.
Ms. Akursa
Aye.
and Mr. Tolchinsky.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. So we are now adjourned for today. This is continued in progress. I will make sure that everyone here has an opportunity to access the video of the hearing today, and I'll give you all the information for the Elite Reporting Agency so that you can request a transcript as well if you would like. I'll have Cassandra. I'll update Cassandra Menis on the the intent of the parties and the board to reschedule this for a special meeting. She'll reach out to each of you to try to coordinate that scheduling and get the meeting back in front of the board as quickly as possible. Are there any
And
other
I'll just-
questions? Yeah.
I'll just say real quick, because I'm responding to statements that no longer exist in the record, but I appreciate very much the sense of urgency about this. And, I can say that that was something we wrestled with quite a bit in our internal discussion about this. So I will just say, for the purpose of expediting this rescheduling, that I'll be traveling next Friday, but the rest of next week, I have some opportunities for finding time. And then the following week, just again, for my own availability, I will be, I think Wednesday through Friday, I'll have availability. I'll be back in, or actually Tuesday through Friday, probably. So just to start the process quickly of something in the next couple of weeks, if that we can pull it off before we get into Thanksgiving time, which I know will be hard for everybody.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, my Cassandra's very, very good at getting the scheduling together. I think she'll reach out to the board members, get a series of dates that work for all the board members, and then try to line those up with the attorneys and our necessary witnesses. Okay, unless there are any other questions right now, we'll leave it at that. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.